Hi guys, welcome to this full review of this Qulu portable power station generator. Here the listing says 500 watts, 520 watt hours, auto solar supply, backup battery with AC outlet, PD 60 watts for camping, road trip and so on. It's listed on Amazon for $499. Has good reviews so far and would say it definitely deserves it. The problem when you order that is only that it doesn't come with Prime. So why that? I have done some research on that and I found out that none of these power stations above 300 watt hours can be listed with Prime on Amazon. That's just not possible because of their TOS. So only up to 299 watt hours can be listed with Prime, and that's the reason why so many power stations have only below 300 watt hours. So when you want to have something really strong, powerful like this, you cannot order with Prime. That's the disadvantage here. So some explanations so far. So really powerful and small and beautiful. And I've tested this device for a couple of days now and I had a lot of success. Most of the things have been working. So is everything perfect? No, it's definitely not, but it's really close to being perfect. I mean, it's definitely a beautiful one. I'm going to show you also the side and the back and the description. Hope you can see that. And here we have it from below. It has this feet here, not real soft rubber, but some kind of feet here, but there's no cooling. It's a little bit weird why we don't have soft rubber feet, but I'm not complaining too much. I think I'm not moving this around and scratching furniture. But apart from that, it looks really solid, has really strong, nice handle here, portable. And we have already my first complaint here, that all these ports are not protected. I mean, we are talking about something which people can take out into the woods for a camping trip. Then usually you want to have some water protection, but it's definitely not. Everything is open, even the 110 volts. But it's definitely difficult to find something like that which has cover for all the ports. But if you're looking for something like that, maybe that's something to consider. We have to turn it on with any of these buttons here. You can see. I mean, I like this panel, this everything here, how it's arranged, and the display, and that we have everything here, none on the side or on the back. This is really important, helps to make it more simple to charge and to use it. Even the light, so with one push we can turn it on the low setting, then there's also a high setting, and there's an SOS setting, and then we can turn it off. The display stays on for I think half a minute or a minute or so, and then it will turn off. Then we have the DC, which we also have to turn on and off if you want to use that. 12 volts also with the smaller plugs. Then we have the USB, a lot of them, 3 times 5 volts up to 2.4 amps, and we have the USB-C with PD support up to 60 watts and the quick charge up to 12 volts with I think 2 amps or so. I've been testing this thing here with my USB meter, and I can tell you it has been supporting everything what they are claiming up to 60 watts. So these things are really super powerful here. Don't underestimate that. That could be really helpful, especially in the future with all the devices supporting up to 60 watts just through USB-C. That's really cool. There are not many of these devices supporting everything. But then we have just one 110 volts outlet. I would say standard is at least 2, some have even 3 or 4. That's a little bit disappointing here, but I mean, you can take a power strip with you if you really need more devices. Maybe there would have been a chance to apply a second one. That's definitely somehow something to consider if you're using more of these devices. And then we have the really nice input here from 12 to 24 volts, and that's really a huge range. most of these devices only support up to 18 volts. And especially if you're planning to use solar power as input when you're out in the woods, camping and so on, this could be a good thing. And then some of the solar panels have high voltage and it can be dangerous to use. And with supporting up to 24 volts, you are on the safe side. And I've already tested this with two of my solar panels, one with 100 watts and one with 120 watts, and it has been charging really, really fast. But there's also a bad thing when we are charging this thing here, and that's the display. I have it attached here with 110 volts. That's the normal charger here, by the way. Go a little bit to the right side so you can see that. So I have just normal plugged in 110 volts. Then we have this power adapter. It comes with this thing. Yeah, by the way, we get more stuff. I'm going to show you that later, what we everything get. So here we have the power adapter and we plug it in, and you can see it's charging right away, but there's a huge problem here. It doesn't show the input watts and it doesn't show the input hours. I mean the hours which are needed to fully charge this power station at the current pace. This is almost like a standard these days, 2021, that we can see the hours, not only the wattage, but also the hours. When we use this as a power source, means how long it will last, and when we are charging it, how long it will take to charge. I mean, we have the things which show how long we can use that, but it's not showing how long it takes to charge, and it's not showing the input wattage. That's one of my biggest complaints here, but I thought I really have to mention that. And also one thing here which is important to know, I mean, we can use this as pass-through charging. It's a little bit difficult to do that here. I have to lean this a little bit so this matches here, and you can see I can turn this on, or it's already turned on, and I can use this to charge. I hope you can see that now. And it's showing 2 watts. I think it will go higher, yeah, to 5 watts. And it's showing 72 hours, means this thing could be charged for 72 hours, or of course until it's full. So the good thing is we can use it for charge through. So it will charge at the same time as we can use it as a power source. That's good. I'm going to remove that now. And also the good thing, there is no fan, or there was no fan spinning. There is some fan, I will show you that later. There is some fan, but the good thing, when it's charging, then we don't have a fan, or at least I never heard a fan spinning. That's the good thing. But the problem is, I mean, this is a 500 watts power supply. And if you are thinking you could use that with pass-through, let's say for your computer, I mean 500 watts would last or would work for most of the laptops or even for some desktop models, and you could use that as a UPS, uninterruptible power supply. Yeah, this will work somehow, but there are two problems. First thing, when you're using high wattage, the fan will start to spin and it's very loud. I hope I can show you that later. And the second thing is, this thing here is not 500 watts. This thing here is only 75 watts. So if you are pulling, let's say, 300 watts out of it, so the charge will go down, 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 and at the end it will be empty and your computer will stop working. So don't expect that you can use this as a UPS with 500 watts, only with 75 watts maximum. So then let's check what we get. Here's a USB-C to USB-C cable. Then we have this 12-volt charger for your car. Then we have this power adapter, which I've already been showing you. This has this standard plug here. And so you could just replace the cable. Let's say if you go to another country where they have other adapters or other plugs and maybe 240 volts. By the way, this is also working for 240 volts. This is really good. So either you change this cable or you're using an adapter, but this is everything actually really good. I mean, I'm not complaining about the 75 watts. This is also something which is more or less standard. I'm just saying don't expect more power. Then as always, I'm going to show you the user manual pretty quickly. You can see the model is P500. Yeah, it has 500 watts. I hope you can read everything nice and clear and focusing. So I'm always going to show you the full manual if ever possible, to give you the chance to make a better buy decision. Or if you bought used or you just lost the instructions, I think there could be some helpful tips also with the solar charge, but it's actually not difficult. That's the good thing here, that we can easily use it for solar just with the normal DC plug. I really love this, and don't underestimate this DC plug from 12 to 24 volts. This is a rather rare thing. I mean, quite some of the power stations have this DC direct input, but not a lot of them are supporting up to 24 volts. And here's even some support information. If you have any questions, I'm going to turn it on. Now you can see that how it looks turned off. You really have to push once to turn it on, but if you just push once, no matter where it is on any of these red buttons here, it's just turning it on, but it doesn't activate the area here. You really have to push again. It will activate the AC output here and also the fan. So I'm not talking, and you can listen to how loud it is. Okay, usually it stops right away as long as you're not using a lot of power. That's good, but I think you have been able to hear that it is producing quite some noise. And again, when we have just some low wattage consumer, it's not turning on. That's the good thing. But as soon as you're using more than maybe 50 watts or so, then usually it's running the whole time. I had it powering a small wine cooler, which is pulling usually around 70 or 80 watts. I mean, it has been working good. Also, the good thing is that it even accepted some spikes. I mean, usually when we have these coolers or freezers or fridges especially, then we have these power spikes at the beginning, can go up to around 1000 watts. And I've measured this with my wine cooler, and sometimes I had it, but it didn't cause any problems with this power station here. That's the really awesome thing here. But the fan has been running all the time when the wine cooler has been cooling. I mean, of course, fridges and wine coolers are just consuming low power, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 watts or so when they are not using the compressor. And during this time, of course, the fan won't spin, so it will be quiet. By the way, also a good thing here is that we have this grounding. I think this is not connected. This is something which is the same thing with all the power stations, so you don't have to worry about that. Just be a little bit careful when you're using strong devices like wine coolers or freezers or fridges, these things which will have a compressor. Just make sure that they are properly working before you're touching anything, because I'm not sure about these groundings. But at least we have this plug. Probably it's a dummy plug, but at least we have it. We don't have to use a specific adapter. Some of these power stations don't have it, and then we have to use specific adapters. And here we can use it right away. So overall, apart from some really minor issues, I can give you really full recommendation on this thing. It's a nice thing. It's one of the best things which I've ever seen and tested. And I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.